Hi guys, welcome to the Reach tutorial. Today we're going to teach you guys how to basically add an RSS feed, or another term would be a ticker. So what you want to do first is obviously go into the layout editor and then just double click into whatever template you're looking to add this in. Now the first thing I do is I actually hit this show zone preview only because it shows me my background. So that way every widget we've kind of add, it helps to see what the background looks like. That way we know how big or small something needs to be. Now, as far as an RSS feed or again a ticker, whatever terminology you want to use, we can really pull in any feed. There has been, of course, a couple occasions where maybe the feed, it was written poorly, or based on how it was written, we weren't able to pull it in. The best thing is that if you are having issues with the particular feed, send it over to our support team and we can kind of take a deeper look on the code and just kind of see how it's aligned. Now, for this tutorial, I'm just going to kind of pick basically a generic, RSS feed, something like CNN or Fox News, ESPN, just to kind of give you an idea of how we basically create these. Now, the way it works is that you basically have to create a zone first. Once you create a zone, then you can apply a widget to it. So we'll go ahead and get started. In the top right here, we have the new zone. So we'll click that. And then it's asking for a name. Now, I usually name all my zones, based on whatever widget I'm going to apply. Weather, logo, schedule. So for this particular tutorial, we can label it ticker, or I could, label it RSS feed. Then I'll hit next. And now it's asking me for the size. Now, I don't know exactly what size I want to make this, but I have to enter some sort of information just to create that zone. So as a default, I've gotten into the habit of doing 100, 100. Once you enter basically a size, you can just hit submit and close. That's kind of the end part of creating the zone. Now you can see on the left here, this is kind of populated. Now I can move it around kind of wherever I want. We also have the X and Y's up here, and then we have the width and height. Now I'll just kind of put it up here. It's probably not going to look too pretty, but you'll get the kind of idea here. Now one thing to just keep in mind is that every widget that you create, you want to make sure it sits on the background. And so to accomplish that, you always want to make sure this Z index is changed to 1. If you kind of forget to change that, when you go to preview it, there's really a good chance that you won't see that feed. All right, so we kind of are done with step 1, which was creating the zone. The second part is just adding the widget. So to do that, we're going to double click in here, and then we're going to go to add widgets. Now below you can see there's like a series of widgets to pick from, and so the ticker or the RSS feed is going to be down here. Now, just like any other widget, we're going to start from our left and we're going to work our way right. So we can kind of skip this part. So we'll go into ticker settings. We can also do a social media or a URL. For this particular tutorial, we're just going to do a URL. So we'll click there. And then now you can see this is where you paste the feed. So again, I'm just going to do something that's pretty popular. ESPN usually has a good feed or a good selection to choose from. So I'll just go ahead and just Google that. All right, and then I'll just kind of scroll down here. And you can see they have a good selection or a good list. So I'll just pick the top one. And then I'll just paste it back in here. And now I can just style it a little bit. So again, I'll go to the next tab, the CSS, and I'll bold it. Maybe I want to choose the Arial font, maybe 30. Again, we have this color palette here, but if there's a certain, color you want to use that matches your branding, you can definitely put the hex color in here. Otherwise, you can just kind of drag around with this palette. And let's just say that's it. And then there are some preset templates, but we are just going to kind of ignore that for right now. So I've kind of styled this up. Let's just see what it kind of looks